Hi you guys, it's your girl Pretty Girl Peeps, and I am here today to do a quick video on a Kat Von D Center fragrance inspired look. So I hope you guys love this look. So if you want to see more, just watch. So to get started, I used the Becca Backlight primer off camera, and I'll list that below. And then next I mixed two of the Maybelline Fit Me Dewy and Smooth colors together, coconut and toffee, because in the summer my skin does get a little tan, so I wanted to incorporate both colors to make more of my skin tone appropriate for the summer season. Now what you'll see me doing is with my Tarte beauty blender, well, it's not a beauty blender, it's a Tarte miracle sponge, and I am just going to blend that all over my face. And the Tarte miracle sponge is damp. It's not wet, it's just damp. And I'm just gonna blend that all into my face and my neck area, and just make sure that I've gotten every crevice and every crease of the face. And I'm just gonna keep going with that as you see me doing here. And you really want to take your time and make sure that it's really blended out, so that your face looks flawless. So that's why you see me really taking my time and really making sure I get all those areas really blended in really well. And I love this sponge. So the next what I'm going to do is take my Tarte Shape Tape in the color Tan, and I am just going to apply this under my eye area and a little bit on the side of my nose, but more so under my eye. And then what you're going to see me do is just a little bit right under where I want my contour to pop, down the bridge of my nose, my forehead, and then I'm kind of going to do in like my smile line, and then I'm going to do my chin area. So once I have that all on, what you're going to see me do is I'm going to take that blender and I'm going to take the flat side, and I'm just going to start blending everything in as far as my concealer, and really making sure to really get that blended in so that you have kind of like a continuous look throughout the face. You also want to make sure during this portion that your sponge is damp as well. It just really helps blend it into your face, if that makes sense. And then I'm just kind of making sure I'm trying this method that I got from another YouTuber. I'm trying to think of who, but instead of just doing one eye, she kind of goes back and forth and does both eyes. That way they're kind of more even more consistent with the coverage. And then if you notice, like, I'm kind of stopping like right where my eyebrow stops instead of taking it all the way back, especially because of my face shape. That just is going to work best for me. And then I'm just going to make sure that's blended in all the areas that I need it to be. And then next what I'm going to do is mix the Sacha Buttercup and the L'Oreal Mercier powders together. And I am just going to use a damp beauty sponge, the Tarte beauty sponge, and I'm just going to put that into all those areas that I set. If you notice, my camera had died when I first mixed the powders together, so I went ahead and I did one of my eyes off camera to save time. So that's probably why I look a little crazy with one eye done, one eye not done. So I just thought I'd explain kind of why that's going on to you guys. So I'm just going to put that in all the areas that I highlighted, just a really light coat of the mixed powder. Then what I'm going to do is take my brush from e.l.f. and I am just going to brush all of that powder away because I don't really need it now that it's set those areas. And I just like to really go in and make sure that I get like as much as that like off as possible, because I don't want to be out here looking like Ashley Larry. Then I take the Black Radiance True Complexion Contour Kit, and I take that first contour color, and I am just going to put this in all of the areas that I want to look a little bit more contoured or caved in, such as the hollows of my cheek, which you see me doing now, and also along my temples, and then along my jawline, because I have a little bit of a double chin, but I'm cool with that. But if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna make sure I get that area too. And I didn't do cream contour, I just did the regular powder contour today. And then I got my forehead area. And then I really made sure to get the hollows of those cheeks and the jawline. And that's just going to bring a little bit of color back to my face, especially with all of that highlight. And then I'm just going to do the bridge of my nose, the bottom of my nose, and kind of the center portion of my nose. And I'm just going to keep going. And this is an e.l.f. contour brush that I'm using. It's the small one. And then a lot of times, honestly, it's still kind of hard to really get it blended, even with the little brush. So I just use my hand. And that way it distorts some of the color anyway. So then I just decided I wanted a little bit more contour. So I went in and I made that happen. So then next, I took my Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray to spray my face down. Like voila, spray, spray, spray. Yeah. So then I took my Tarte Shape Tape, this time in the color medium, and I'm going to use this as my eyeshadow base because this color in the summer is way too light for me, but I'm not going to waste it. So I've been using this as an eyeshadow primer. And also right under my eyebrows, I did my eyebrows off camera. I used the NYX micro pencil in the color Espresso to do my eyebrows off camera. And I'm just going to blend this in really good with a e.l.f. blending brush. And just make sure that that whole area is blended in, so I have like a really nice surface when I start putting those eyeshadows on. And speaking of eyeshadows, I'm going to use my favorite palette, which is the Carli Bybel palette by BH Cosmetics. And I'm just going to go into that mauve pink that you see my finger on. And that is going to be my transition color. Because I just really want it to be very subtle. Didn't want to use brown again. I kind of wanted to give the color a little bit of contrast. So you kind of have to look at it again. And it just gives it a little bit of pop of color without giving it too much color. And you just really want to make sure that that color is really blended into that crease area, because it's going to be a transition color. So then what you're going to see me do is go into this light gold color, and I'm going to take my Urban Decay eyeshadow brush, and it's a flat eyeshadow brush, and I'm just going to coat my entire lid with this really light gold, as you see me doing here. And I just really want it to come through. And then what I'm going to do is blend it out with that transition color again. Then I'm going to take my Benefit They're Real mascara, and I am going to coat my upper lashes with this before I apply my mascara, which is what you'll see me doing here. It's an oldie but a goodie for me. And then once I have my upper lash, I just want one coat because I'm going to put on lashes. I'm going to use my Loreal mascara primer on my bottom lashes just to prime them. Then I'm going to take my Ardell Studio Effects lashes in the Wispy style, and I am going to use my Kiss lash adhesive and my Tarte little lash helper, and that's going to help me go ahead and put these on. And if it sounds like I'm kind of running out of breath, it's probably because I probably am. Sometimes doing these voiceovers takes a lot of your voice power at one time. So I'm going to kind of blow on them because I can, because it's my eyes. I wouldn't suggest doing that if you're doing this for somebody else's eyes. I'm just going to wait until that gets tacky, and then I'm going to attach it to the center of my eye, looking down into a mirror. And sometimes it's hard for me to see, so I have to really wait until I can get into focus. And I try to attach it in the middle first, because if you attach it in the middle, then it's easier to get those ends on. And then I do the outer end first and then the inner end second, like you're gonna see me doing here. And sometimes the inner part takes me a second because I can't really see it the way I want to. And a lot of times I'm just really trying to make sure like it's really like on there, because you would hate for your lashes to come off or be hanging off, because I've had that happen before and it's not fun. I'm telling you, it's not fun. So I'm just going to make sure it's really secure. And then once I have my lashes put on, I'm going to work on my highlight using that same Carli Bybel palette. I'm going to go into the second highlighter, and I am going to take that same e.l.f. brush, and I am going to highlight, you know, above my cheekbones, my forehead. I'm going to use my pinky finger to do my nose because I don't want to overdo it on my nose. And then I'm just going to add just a little bit more. Then what I'm going to do is take my Colourpop lip pencil in the color K, and this is by Carli. So I'm going to use that to line my lips. It's such a pretty brown, and this is really going to give me that brown look like Kat Von D had in that Saint ad that she did. So I'm just going to make sure that it covers. I did kind of overline my lips because I kind of want them to look a tad bit fuller. Then off camera, I used the LIPBAR's Maneater liquid lipstick, as you can see here. And this is going to be what the entire look looks like. This was inspired again by the Kat Von D Saint look, based on her new perfumes that just came out, the Saint and Center. The review to that will be linked in a few days to the bottom of this description. So please make sure you check that out. Make sure you subscribe if you already haven't. I thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like the video, comment if you liked it. And once again, it's your girl, Pretty Girl Peeps. I appreciate you for taking the time to watch, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.